Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Alright folks, let's plow on through some of these Dark Times comic books. And the first one we're going to go is Fire Character, a 5-issue story arc written by Mick Harrison. Now in this it picks up with the storyline of Master Crook as he's on the run from the Empire and trying to protect the younglings, the Jedi younglings, the leftover ones that escaped the Purge. Will he be successful, or will Darth Vader get his clutches and kill some more young'uns? These are dark times, after all. I don't want to spoil anything about this comic book series. Again, of course, I've already told you I like Dark Times. I think it was a pretty solid book series overall. I do hate that they started doing miniseries from this point on, but that's besides the point. Now, Master Crook, they kind of pick up where they left off his storyline. He's protecting Jedi younglings, and you're cheering for him. You're hoping he makes it away. But he'll do anything, even sacrifice himself if it must be, to save the young ones. And so that's basically what the story arc's about. It's pretty good. Before I talk about any more of it, I do want to talk about the next story arc from Dark Times called A Spark Remains. Now, this time it's written by Randy Stradley. And here, Bomo and Dash Janir are reunited with a bunch of the other Jedi as they talk Janir into coming up with a plan to take down Vader once and for all. Eliminate the threat of Darth Vader before it is too late. Like strength in numbers, right? They were thinking, hey, you know what? At this moment, there's still more of us than there is of him. Instead of us going into hiding and him picking us off one at a time, then why don't we all group together and go after him, because we have a fighting chance. Now, I like this story arc that Randy Stradley set up. It makes sense, right? Why wouldn't the Jedi send a strike team, you know, a Hail Mary to go after Vader? You could possibly get it. Dangle a little bait in front of him, get him to come in, trap him, and go after him. You know, 5 against 1 or whatnot. Are they successful? No, of course they're not. You already know that from watching the movies. But it's actually an interesting storyline to consider and to watch and see. And I really did like this one. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about Dash Janir. Again, I told you his first appearance was in Star Wars Republic issues 79 and 80. And it was written by Wells Hartley, right? Well, what you may not know is that Wells Hartley is Randy Stradley. It's just a pseudonym that he would write under. Oh, and Mick Harrison, who I've been talking about and reviewing all his Dark Time comic books and telling you how good they are, yeah, he's also Randy Stradley as well. It's just another alter ego that he put down when writing. Why did he do this? I have no idea, and I don't think I've ever seen an interview that explained it. Was Randy Stradley, he was the chief editor of Dark Horse, was he not allowed to write that many stories? I don't know. Was it a contractual thing where they had to get an alter, pseudonym? He had to write under a pseudonym, so you couldn't have the same author for so many issues in a row? I don't understand. I don't get why he changed his name up. Or was he just trying to have fun with us and see if someone would say, oh, this isn't as good as Randy Stradley's writing, which would be funny if he did. Now, while I'm doing Scooby-Doo moments with Randy Stradley, I may as well give you another reveal. Randy Stradley has been tied to Star Wars comic books almost from the very beginning. The very first book he ever contributed to, he ever wrote, was the original Marvel storyline. It was Marvel Comic Books 86. And so he wrote that in the early 80s, and now here he is, head of, chief editor of his own company, writing Star Wars books. Man, this guy must have been just in hog heaven, right? He got to write for the original series back in the day, and now he's writing for the newer series. So I can't imagine anyone getting a bigger kick out of all this than Randy Stradley. Now, for the most part, as you know, I do like a lot of his writings. A lot of his ideas are really good. The storylines, well, he had a love for Dark Times, obviously, right? Mick Harrison is how he wanted to write as. And but Dark Times is his little baby, and Dark Times was just a brilliant idea for a Star Wars comic. But Randy Stradley handled all of that. One last reveal, and then I'm going to let you go here. When George Lucas said no to Del Rey when they requested to kill off Luke Skywalker in New Jedi Order, it was Randy Stradley who was the first to speak up and say, "What about Chewie?" And the rest is history. All right, folks, that is all the time I have for today. I'll see you next time with another video.